I'm going to read an example of a Visionary Values Monologue. The word I have chosen is compassion. And this monologue was created, yes, with my keyword, and also with the wonderful questions that this process asks. I love appreciative inquiry. So we ask these wonderful questions with our keyword, and then we put together our monologue. So I'm happy to share an example. It's about compassion. I have chosen to share my thoughts or insights about compassion. I appreciate how compassion opens my heart to others and how it inspires service. I've discovered how compassion dissolves differences and barriers. It reminds us of our humanity and equality because everyone needs it at critical times. I appreciate how instantaneous compassion can be and how it blends with love and inspires all essences to dance in oneness. I adore how our eyes can portray it. I've seen how compassion tenderizes our hearts and minds too. I understand how compassion and old age levels the ego's playing field. I can imagine creating more compassion by listening better and being more present. I can imagine creating more compassion by tuning into the needs and timing of others. Also, by being willing to be both vulnerable and strong. I can imagine creating more compassion by demonstrating equality and humility, and by hugging and touching with focused compassion when appropriate. I wonder what fascinating experience or story illustrates compassion for me. I'd like to share with you a true fascinating experience that I had about compassion. My favorite part of the Harry Potter events I participated in as an intuitive reader was asking a 9-year-old Asian girl before me if she had a question that she would like to ask me. She said, yes, I want to know if in my future I will be able to make a difference in the world with my compassion and kindness. My eyes lit up. I got a huge rush of energy and could barely sit in my chair. I saw the excitement in her face with her question, and I told her that I saw her using her love of music and poetry to write songs and poems about compassion and love that would touch people's hearts. I told her I saw her compassion would lead her to write beautiful prayers that also spread love, compassion, and healing. I saw how her kindness blessed the lives of others and offered to send her my favorite peace and compassion prayers by Thich Nhat Hanh. I looked over at her mom and asked if this was her daughter, and she stood more proud and tall with intense love in her eyes as she indicated yes. From one mother to another, we both saw that yes, we both knew how special this young girl is. We then honored each other with a heart-filled hug that brought a few tears to our eyes. Being a woman of mystery and planting seeds in these wonderful events has always had a lot of meaning for me. I love picking up and honoring people's positive traits that I tune into, and reflecting those traits brings me immense joy as an event entertainer. Seeing such strong desire for compassion coming from a 9-year-old girl filled me with immense joy and gratitude. New activities, having more compassion might inspire me to enjoy, are sharing food and nurturing touch. I can think globally and act locally with awareness of compassion. I could commit to visiting homeless or shut-in people or offering to visit lonely people. I trust I can show I care with my compassionate eyes. I am convinced that treating handicapped people as special or inviting someone to spend the night and cuddle and hug more would inspire more compassion. Any takers? I thought so. I think sending thoughts and greeting cards and caring would demonstrate more compassion. I think I could appreciate the influence of compassion in my life in an even deeper way by letting it be ever present and letting it inspire me to look past arrogance and greed with people who lack it. I trust I could appreciate the influence of compassion in my life in an even deeper way by remembering that I am another you and we are mirrors for each other with all the same tendencies. I believe I may have deeper compassion by being more self-compassionate and speaking up about it when I am, and sharing that self-compassion matters with others. I feel the deep importance of it by being an example of both compassion for others and genuine self-compassion for my interesting self, too. When I wonder what I might benefit from releasing or letting go of to draw more compassion into my life, I'm certain that all of these things apply. Letting go of stupid judgments and assumptions. Also, by letting go of making mountains out of drama queen molehills. I know the importance of not spreading gossip and forgetting our essential oneness and humanity. Thinking I don't speak another person's language doesn't really matter when it comes to compassion. Being embarrassed to show what's in my compassionate heart and not acting on it has also got to go. When I wonder what relationships could benefit most from my claiming and sharing compassion, I trust all relationships absolutely could benefit most from my claiming and sharing more compassion. We're all in this together, and compassion helps to unite us when tragedy strikes, as it often does, or when an exhausted person just needs some support in person or by phone. I can strongly sense I am demonstrating compassion when my heart is open and I am being of service in some way. I can strongly sense I am really demonstrating compassion when I remember everyone is good at heart and when I realize anyone can be at the wrong place at the wrong time and anyone can be driven to insanity for sure. Yes, that certainly includes me. I can sense I am really demonstrating compassion when I am kind to those less fortunate and when I ask questions to show that I care. I can strongly sense I'm really demonstrating compassion when I feel humble and equal and blend it with genuine heartfelt kindness. Oh, that sounds so lovely. Many other positive qualities clearly inspire and enhance my experience of compassion, like clarity, equality, sister and brotherhood, innocence, solutions, humility, healing, love, trust, generosity, tolerance, and willingness. I think globally people appreciate how caring inspires kindness and trust and willingness and humility. I envision that most people know how compassion creates a sense of belonging to the family of humanity and that it matters for a universal sense of safety beyond the insanity of war and destruction, too. When I wonder who might need or appreciate compassion the most right now, I think of kids who are being bullied at school, how lonely people with health challenges need it so greatly. Those suffering from loss and grief need our compassion too. And those lacking awareness of compassion absolutely need reminders. I'm wondering who might appreciate my compassion the most right now. And of course, people of all ages in war-torn places come to mind. I offer it right here and now as a global necessity and as a global ambassador for peace and justice. I've decided that compassion is absolutely a universal quality by the way it blends with love and service, and how everyone wants it, and by how easily it can flow from the heart. Universally, compassion inspires solutions, like how it reflects how people around the world are fed and cared for when poor or in poor countries. I am becoming more aware of the ways my shadow side reflects the collective shadow within the world. Perhaps the opposite of compassion is apathy, because people often become numb to the violence and challenges within our world. I trust this process assists in discovering a deeper level of unconditional acceptance and compassion for the world and for myself. Do I suppose compassion comes from within, or that it must be earned, or both? I love this question. I believe compassion comes from within. It is a natural, instinctual way that we have about us. It starts with our good-willing hearts and extends. It doesn't have to be earned, just shared. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Maybe I had to earn self-compassion during my long learning career at the School of Hard Knocks. I think so. I hope to graduate with the crown of self-compassion on my head sooner than later. If I found a wise voice to express the impact of compassion, I might imagine compassion's voice saying, I am compassion. I am the soothing balm that heals our wounds. I level the playing field. I melt hard hearts. I illustrate and illuminate equality. I guide service. I may be from anywhere and from any country. I may invoke guidance or laughter. I often inspire tears of gratitude. I am the loving ground of humanity. I am the dance of divine intentions, awakening humanity to oneness. I am willing to be a huge blessing presence within any misfortune or disaster. We hope that we have inspired your humanity. Thank you. And we bow, we receive applause, and we are so grateful that we took the time and opportunity to share our Visionary Values Monologue. Compassion matters to me. I think it's really important. I hope you appreciate my example. Thank you so much. I didn't practice it. Most people would practice it better. But again, visionary values matter. And this fundraising event is very meaningful for everyone who has the opportunity to participate, whether that's in the audience or in person.